Hello, church family. Hope you have a wonderful, blessed day. Today we're studying out of the book of Ecclesiastes, and Solomon is given credit for writing this. And Ecclesiastes means the preacher, or the one who calls the people together here. And this is where Solomon wants to warn the people after him and us today that for us to not walk in human wisdom, but in the wisdom of God. And Solomon, we know, was very wealthy. God gave him wisdom and, of course, his fame. And we know that's what the world seeks today, the lust of the eyes. He could have bought anything he wanted. The lust of the flesh. He had 700 wives and 300 concubines. And with his wisdom, all the kings of the earth came to hear him speak, which means they must have praised him much and flattered him, and what great wisdom he did have. But it became his downfall, and then in 1 Kings 11 it says, and Solomon had many wives, and tells us that they led him to worship other gods. And it says, Solomon did evil in the sight of the Lord and did not fully worship the Lord. And so we know that it affected him all the days of his life because he reaped what he sowed. The kingdom became split and to two nations and never was the same. So not only did it affect Solomon, it affected all the nations. And this was about, he reigned from 971 BC to 931 BC, and this was the later part of his life. And this is kind of wisdom that a father might give a son, or a grandfather might give a grandson here, to tell him what life is all about and the vain things of this earth. And vanity is the key word here, as we see. And it says, any other kind of life is frustrating and pointless if it's without God. In the end, he came to grasp the importance of obedience to God, and that one life should be cannot be satisfied apart from God, regardless of how much he accumulates or how much fame or fortune that he may have. That he must fear God and keep his commandments. And it is the only hope of a good life, is to live in the wisdom of God. And oh yes, we can do many things in life and accomplish many things, but without the wisdom of God, it is all failure. For John 15:7 tells us, I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me will do what? Will bear much fruit. For what? For without me you can do nothing. And in chapter 1 here is the vanity of life, is the first 11 verses, and it says the word of the preacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem. And he talked about all this vanity. And he's talked about the generations come and the generations go, and the sun comes up and goes down, and many things that are repetitious, and continue in verse 8, all things are full of labor. Man cannot express it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. Verse 9, that which has been is what will be. That which is done is what will be done. And there is nothing new under the sun. And as we get down to verse 12 here, this starts the grief of wisdom. And having wisdom can bring much sorrow when you understand things and see things of people running their lives and so on, how they operate. He says, I, the preacher, was the king over Israel and Jerusalem, and I set my heart to seek and search out by wisdom concerning all that is done under the heavens. And his conclusion was, I've seen all the works that are done under the sun, and indeed, all is vanity and grasping for the wind. So those are common phrases you got through vanity and casual and chasing after the wind. And may you be blessed today and read his word and look for the wisdom in it. For without God, we can do nothing. So put in your life and everything that you do, wherever you go, whatever you do, he is our hope. He is our salvation. He is our strength. He is our everything. May God bless you today, and may you enjoy the reading of his word.